Okay, welcome back. I'm hoping this goes well today. Unlike last time, but we'll see. I'm not hearing music from the game right now. Should be. Why can't I hear it? I see it on OBS. 1 second. And wait, there we go, okay. It should be good now. Return. Yeah, let's see how far we can get into this before we start having troubles. I've not made peace with it exactly. I wouldn't mind being a few centimeters taller, but respect the differences in our size doesn't really matter. I can turn this thing into Tinder in an instant. Alright, you. Out of my way. I'm not interested in playing your little games. I was in a bad mood already, and seeing you has made me oh no. And get out of here. Oh. Yeah, I'll get you down from there, so don't worry. I'm not about to let you choke to death no matter how stupid you might be. Oh, will be me damn. Nobody deserves a fate like that. No, really, what sort of cat falls down a chimney, then gets caught by a Dragora? Don't you? Well, thanks for the anonymous gift sub. Thank you so much. Oh wait, 1 second, I completely forgot to bring up my PNG tuber. Let me get that up. My GUI, there we go. Okay, there it should be. But yeah, thank you so much. Though really, that sort of... Don't you have any sense of self-preservation? You're so stupid. Oh. Not that I can talk, I suppose, given I've been captured by monsters like this a few times before, but hey ho. Brace yourself now, I'm not going to target you, just this might hurt a little. Oh, burn. Plumes of fire burst from my palm, searing the Mandragora in an instant. The Mandragora lets out a truly horrifying sound upon realizing its predicament. Something that's halfway between a howl and a scream. It shifts to and fro, perhaps in an attempt to put out the flames which have begun to consume its leafy body, but it is in vain. The fire continues to spread along the vines towards its core, its flower-shaped head crowned with noxious pink petals. The Mandragora pushes its large leafy body back and forth during the commotion. It grasps on the black cat slackens. It sings, still burning behind convulsion, and then... Oh. Cat falls through the air, plummeting towards the forest floor. Don't know much about cats, but do you know they're supposed to be good at landing on their feet? That drop was pretty high, however, and the cat is falling fast. I can't say I fancy this feline's chances at all. I don't trust him to come out of this on. Oh no! I didn't set that Mandragora on fire so its victim could be flattened against the forest floor. 0.05 seconds later. Wind. I carry out a second spell, and not a moment too soon. Pocket of air solidifies beneath the cat's body before he can hit the ground. The cat looks a little shaken about all this, but he doesn't look any worse for wear. I think he'll be fine. Yeah, you silly thing. I scoop the cat up into my arms as I speak, then press him onto my chest. At this point, the mandragora has lopped off into the forest, still smoldering. Well, that can't be good. That could start a forest fire. I didn't hit it with a spell potent enough to singe him to an impotent crisp. I didn't want to risk mobilizing cat in the process, so the mandragora will probably be fine when it puts itself out. I can't say I care too much about the plight of the mandragora, though. I'm much more concerned about the cat. How did you get snatched up by the creature anyway? I told you to be careful. Oh. The cat hangs his head. Does he regret what he's done? Oh good, he should. Now don't give me that look. It won't absolve you of your own idiocy. Can you really not be trusted on your own? That's what I thought, jeez. Cats don't literally have 9 lives, you know. That's just a superstition. You can't afford to be so cavalier. Do you promise you'll be more careful in the future? Oh good. I wouldn't want to take a suicidal cat back to home with me. It sounds like it'd be a huge headache. Oh. The cat looks at me curiously. I guess that means if I have to translate from cat, want to take me back home with you? Well, duh. Haven't we established that you need somebody to look out for you? Aw. It wouldn't feel right letting you go off on your own. And you'll probably get yourself in trouble again. It'll be good. It'll be like throwing you to the wolves, quite literally. Oh, yes. That's right. There are wolves who lurk in this forest, though they only tend to come out during the night. Don't you know that? You didn't? I'm glad I was able to warm you then. Now, you do know, where did the cat come from then? Like, I mean, it was already in the forest before it came to the house. Now, do you want to come with me? It was only through sheer dumb luck that you survived this entanglement with that awful monster. If any more predators go after you, you might wind up being a goner. The cat purrs and nuzzles his cheek in my chest. Hey, I appreciate the sentiment, but it's fine. You don't need to thank me. As a wizard, it is my job to help others. Now let's go. I don't know about you, but I don't feel much like hanging 1 second. Okay, the dog is just barking at someone across the street again. Now let's go. I don't know about you, but I don't much like hanging around the forest like a scarecrow. And that's how I ended up carrying the cat with me through the forest, all the way back home. The fox clubs I wanted to pick have been all but forgot. Aw. I can't stop for diversion now. Not with the black ball of fluff to look after. I can always worry about that potion later. Don't bother trying to resume my work when I don't bother I don't bother trying to resume my work when I finally get back home. Instead, I turn my attention towards making some food for the little guest. I'm guessing he's much more hungry after the day's hardship, I guess, which proves to be right on the money. Given he's practically wolfs down the bowl of shaken ice I was set out in front of him. Do you like that? Oh, I'm guessing that's a yes. I laughed and bent down to snatch the new companion behind the ears. What have you been eating lately anyway? You're so skinny. Oh, haven't you been eating? Probably not. I think you're a stray then. Don't you have an owner? Cat looks at me for a moment, bit of a disgusting chicken and sauce splattered against his whiskers, and shakes his head. Is that in response to my question? It's unlikely, but... So you're all alone? The cat nods. You might not be as stupid as I thought. This is a bit sad, though. I did already have my suspicions. If you had an owner, you'd had a collar, which you don't. But it's not like there's any houses around here anyway, other than mine. You're quite a while away from Oxel. You wonder how I do wonder how you wound up here. But I doubt you'll be able to tell me that. That demands more than a yes or no answer, doesn't it? Well, whatever. I don't know what your story is or where you came from, but none of that matters now. You're with me. I'm going to look after you, I promise. Not much of a people person, but having a pet might not be too bad. And you know what? I don't tell this to anyone who stops by. I still keep my feelings to myself, you know. But I doubt you'll be relaying this to anybody. You can keep a secret, can't you? I thought so. I know I can trust you. You're not like any of my classmates back in Oleander Academy. I grit my teeth together, minded momentarily the unpleasant time I had back at the home. I've not cared to interact with people very much since my school days. Beyond that, what's necessary for my survival. I interact with my clients, mostly Angelique, if I'm being honest. I can talk to the various shopkeepers in Oxel, but I don't really enjoy it. I don't like being around people in general. That's what I always tell myself, at least, but sometimes I guess I do get a little lonely here, all on my own. It's not like I'm desperate for friends or anything, but having a little guy like you around might not be so bad. Oh, you're wondering about all the stuff I said earlier? Yeah, I know. Might have said I don't have time to look after you. I'm still not sure if I do actually, but even the great wizard Aster can change his mind. Might have made a mistake. You're a handful, yeah. But you might not be as bad as I feared. I like to think that you and I will be able to get along decently well, as long as you don't fall foul of any more mandragoras. You think you can do that for me? Oh. Good, I think your enthusiasm. I like your enthusiasm. Let's give this a go, then, shall we? I already given up on myself, but maybe I can make a new friend. Later that night, gee, what a day! I reached my cape and tugged at it with the tired fingers. Pretty wary from the events of the last 12 hours, so much so it's more of an effect to remove my cape than really ought to be. Today was supposed to be relaxing, or as relaxing as I ever permit myself, at least. I hadn't intended to stray. I hadn't intended for a stray cat to fall through my chimney, but then again, does anyone? Anybody? And I certainly haven't expected to rescue the same stray from a bleeding mandragora. It really has been a day full of surprises, and if there's one thing I don't like, it's surprises. Vastly prefer it when my life goes the way I planned, down to the tree, though that the tea though that, of course, it isn't always possible. Today's events have made me that readily apparent. I continue to fumble my cape, cursing as I do. Damn it, Earthly must be tired. This is why I hate it so much when my daily routine gets thrown. It has a pretty devastating effect on my efficiency to function as a functioning human being. And if there is one thing I dislike, it's being inefficient. Time on this planet is finite. As such, we ought to use it effectively. I don't really have the time to spare to fuss over stray cats, but despite that, I still went out of my way to rescue the silly stray. Wonder why. I contemplate this all while engaged in the arduous task of getting undressed, and I hear a now familiar yet footfall in the hallway. I turn, blinking as my bedroom door creaks. Blink back and reveal a little dark body, 4 legs, with pointed ears and a striking pair of mismatched eyes. This body belonged to, of course, my newfound companion, the stray cat, whose foolish actions have been accompanying the lion's share of my thoughts during the last 5 minutes. Oh. The cat purrs at me, his head tilted, and I frown. My fingers still about my cape as softly I say, "Now, what are you gonna do? You're not afraid of sleeping in the hallway on your own? Oh, don't make it do that." Cat meows again, in a tone I'm half tempted to describe as ingratiating. Is he trying to get on my good side? If so, he might be smarter than I gave him credit for. His eyes do look rather bright. They seem more perceptive than I thought of a regular cat. But maybe I'm projecting. I don't spend much time with cats as on a whole, or any animal in general, for that matter, apart from dried out pieces of them I use for my potions, so I might be applying human attributes to this cat that doesn't have. He also said, that ferrets and stoats aren't cute last time, and like how they are. I don't understand why he even said that. It is plain to see, after all, by looking at him or down at him, that he's only an animal, a foolish one at that. I click my tongue. It'll be hard for me to sleep tonight if you insist on meowing like that. And I'm distracted. You've distracted me plenty already. I'm beginning to regret taking you in. He meows again, then pat over to me and rub his head against my legs. Is this supposed to be an apology for the trouble he caused me earlier? 1 second there. But, well, already, I can admit it. It is rather charming. No, it's alright, don't worry. I'm not going to throw you out. And go to all the trouble of rescuing you from the awful mandragora, but hungry wolf can turn you into a tasty snack. If you don't want to be alone, guess you can spend the night with me. Is that what you want? Oh. Alright, I get the message. And stay here, provided you don't make too much of a racket. You think you can behave yourself? The cat meows and nods his head. What I can only suppose is a scent? I can't say that I'm crazy about the thought of sharing a room with anybody else, but cat makes a better companion than another human. He's less nosy, if nothing else, when he isn't purring like that. That is. I'll hold you to that. I offer the guy a small smile, and finish stripping off my clothes. Once clothed, I changed into my pajamas and ruffled the cat on his head. You're so clingy, though. Thought cats were supposed to be independent. Didn't expect you to start yowling the moment I retreated to my bedroom. But maybe you've had a rough time. My cat kind of does that. You weren't kicked out of your old owners, were you? Oh please, you're such a baby. But I guess it's fine. I could do with the companion. I wonder though. Maybe Clingy would be a good name for you, or Tiny. You're so small. Oh, you don't like that? Well, whatever. I can think of a better name for you later. I might have to if you're planning to hang around. I can't exactly keep calling you Cat. I'm not very good at naming things though. Potions make that pretty obvious. They have a litany of exciting titles such as Sleeping Drought number 3 and Teeth Whitening Elixir number 18. A lot of people come to me by the by because they want white teeth, and I'm not fully sure why. It seems to be a popular trend to the folks over in Oxel at the moment. Might take a bit before I can give you a regal divine name you deserve. Hope you understand, Cat who was formerly known as Tiny, no matter how briefly. How well, good. I'm glad you have so much faith in me, at least. I would be less convinced if I were in your shoes. Or, pause. Well, I'll try not to let you down. Maybe we can stick with Tiny until I think of something better at least. Oh. Yeah, I know it sucks, but just try to deal with it. We all have our own crosses at the fair. Okay. Oh. I snuff out the candle on my bedside and slide beneath the sheets, then glance over at Tiny. You going to climb aboard then? There's plenty of room. Tiny purrs at me with a manner which seems uncharacteristically malcontented. I don't think he's very happy with this current name, but he's not so very unhappy that it keeps him from accepting my exceeding generous offer. Tiny leans back on his haunches, then after a pause jumps up. He lands nimbly at the side of my bed, more nimbly than I thought I'm capable of given the numerous scrapes he's gotten himself involved in during the day. Then pads over to my side. Spins about a circle once, twice. I'll pause, pawing at the mattress before he settles. Lies down on the bed in a fluffy black ball looking like a bagel. Then with a catty yawn, his eyelids flicker. He nods his cheek against his paws and falls asleep. Watch Tiny for a few moments smiling as he slumbers. Before him, a small yawn. I find myself pulled down by sleep slur. My breathing begins to regulate itself in a slow, rhythmic manner, in tandem with Tiny's own snuffled exhalations. And less than 5 minutes later, I too doze off. Hi, Design Games, welcome. Sometime later. What? I blink groggily, dispersing a litany of white spots that are flicking lazily in front of my vision. My head is pounding and I feel dazed. What time is it anyway? Still looks like it's nighttime. I'm not sure, but it's too early. The birds haven't even begun chirping yet. Is it 2 o'clock? 3? I groan. Don't usually wake up in the middle of the night. My sleeping schedule, like many of the other aspects of my life, runs on like clockwork. Regular, monotonous, and wholly expected. I can't say I like this change in a nightly routine very much. I didn't have a bad dream, did I? How embarrassing. What did she hold to be jolted awake by silly nightmares? 26. Already 26, for goodness sake. I shifted in bed, trying to get comfortable once again, when... there's something wrapped around my waist, something significantly firmer and more immovable than my sheets. I don't have much to compare this sensation to, but I have to levy a guess then. It feels a little like someone's embracing me. That's ridiculous, though. I've not been embraced in years, not since I was a very young boy, prone to nightmares, and my mother still tucked me in bed and kissed my forehead. I've been living in a small cottage all alone, deep in the forest, for the last 5 years. During this time, not engaged in any degree of intimacy with any living creature beyond accepting coins from the palm of my customers. I've certainly never hugged any of said customers, though. A couple of them do seem fonder of me than as professionally a pro. Oh jeez. I've heard it said I have a decently pretty face despite being so aloof. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It really does feel like someone's embracing me. But why would they? Who are they? What does this person want from me? Most precisely of all, how is this happening? Turn around in bed with the eyes wide and then... Oh hey, are you finally awake? I didn't want to say anything when you looked so peaceful, but I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, if you don't mind. There's something lying in my bed after all. Our faces are so close together, it feels like he's staring into my very soul. Our noses, meanwhile, are again inches apart. They might as well be brushing. Lips, too, are perilously very close to my face, so much so you would need only lean in a little bit and then... Now, why am I thinking this? It's almost unlike me. I wouldn't be letting my thoughts get the better of me. I should shout at this man, this stranger, and cast him from my bed in an instant. But for some reason his eyes make me halt. I wonder, you're not tiny, are you? This man, who is a good deal more muscular than I am, scoffs in a low voice that's more appealing than it should be, he says. I am, yeah, though I have a few issues with that name. I don't think it suits me very well. Right. I take it you're not really a cat then. No, I'm not. How astute of you. The man, not tiny, grins. Whatever gave it away. Oh, shut up. Stop being such a smart aleck. I push not tiny away. At long last, my bed might be small, but There really is no reason for him to cling to me like that. And shuffling back, I say, "What is your name then? And just who are you? What's going on?" "Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm not, as you correctly guessed, a cat. Not really. I'm a perfectly ordinary human in a matter of... I thought he was going to be a fairy. Because this started with him wanting to make a potion to speak to the Fae. As a matter of fact, without a single drop of magic in my bloodstream, at least not to my knowledge." I feel like that's not true. "My name is Blaze, not Tiny. Parents aren't around anymore, but I guess, but I'd go back in time and crucify them if they'd call me that." It's a pleasure to meet you properly. I mean, Aster. Thank you. Thanks for taking me in, and for bathing me and feeding me. How does he have clothes? Did those transform with him? And feeding me and for saving my hide and all. I really do appreciate it. Oh, it's no problem. I answer somewhat stupidly until a split second later I start. No, wait, this is a problem. It's a big problem. If you're an ordinary human, you claim to be, then how'd you wind up in the body of a cat? Don't tell me. Oh yeah, I think you might have figured it out already, since you're an all-powerful wizard, but I might as well spell it out. I was actually cursed. I did suspect as much, yes, based on what you said, but why? What did you do? Nothing really. I just happened to make a powerful enemy is all. But who? They must have been powerful, yes, to perform a transformation spell on you like that. No idea you were really human when I saw you. You had me quite fooled. I know, I'm sorry about that, huh? I know it might seem from your perspective that I tricked you into free bed and board, but that really isn't the case. I wasn't trying to hoodwink you. I didn't want to become a cat any more than you want to be lying in bed with a stranger like me at this moment, I'm sure. So he's aware that I'm finding this whole situation incredibly uncomfortable, is he? At least he's not wholly ignorant. That, or I'm worse at hiding my real feelings, and I think I like to think. Perhaps both are true. Let's go with that and say it, so I can save some face. This just kind of happened, I guess. Please, these things don't just happen. Did you make an enemy out of a witch? That's exactly what happened, yeah. I pissed her off pretty bad and without any warning. Lee snapped his fingers. Well, you saw the end result. She cursed me into a body of a cat. You are in a cat now, though. No, I'm not. It looks like the spell wears off after midnight. I wouldn't be surprised if it turned back into a cat come the next morning, however. Okay, so it's recent. Okay, less than a day. Well, he said he doesn't live near anybody, so how far did he travel? That seems like the sort of thing she would do. Blaze sighs, then looked down at himself, picking at his trousers. It feels good being back in my original body, but I thought I shouldn't get complacent. The curse hasn't been broken just yet. And this curse? I frown. Now that I've put a bit much needed space between myself and Blaze, I can think a little more clearly. Feel more level-headed. I still don't feel quite like my usual self, but can you really blame me? I defy anyone who remains calm in a scary situation like this. When was it? When was it? When was it cast on you? Do you know? Oh yeah, that's easy. It happened earlier today around midday. Midday. So you'd only been a cat for a couple hours when we met. Something like that, yeah. That goes quite a long way to explaining why he was so awful at being a cat. He hadn't very much experience. I'm almost inclined to let him off the hook after that incident with the Mandragora, but only almost. Hey Blaze, enlighten me. How much do you remember from the time you spent as a cat? Oh, I remember pretty much all of it. The spells I was hit with and whatever it was hadn't done anything to mess around with my memories. Why'd you ask? Why, you wonder? I grit my teeth together, nails curled in my lap as the sudden realization hits me. If he remembers everything about the time he spent as a cat, does that mean he remembers falling down the flue of my chimney, being attacked by Mandragora, and I was getting dressed when he came into my bedroom? That means he saw me. He saw. Hey, Aster, don't get so flustered. I might have seen you naked, yeah? Does that have to be so upfront about it? But it's not like anything to be embarrassed about. I mean, both guys, you don't have nothing I don't. Though, you are on the scrawny side again. Huh? Why have all the cheek? Is that really something you should be saying to the guy who saved your life? Hey, I'm just saying it like I saw it, and I did see quite a lot of you, you know. Oh yes, I'm aware. You don't need to harp on about it. Aren't you the one who was getting hung up over it, though? You got all red. That should be a perfectly normal reaction, I think. You might not have any sense of decency, but I do. I'm in the habit of stripping in front of strangers. Other than me, that's different. You know it different. You know it's different. Oh? Are you saying I'm special, Aster? Dude, you're especially irritating, you know your place, you rotten brat. Put my palms on Blaze's side, then unceremoniously I give him a shove. I'm a lot smaller than Blaze is, according to him. Scrawny, and under normal circumstances I'd never be able to shift him. I think the suddenness of my actions might have taken him by surprise, however, because he casts. Hey! I give him another shove and he shifts, toppling over to the side of my bed with a thud. Hey, Aster, what was that for? What do you think it was for? I mean, how do you do that? Because the side he was on is on the wall. You don't just come into my house, take advantage of my hospitality, then make fun of me. I mean, Scrawny, who asked for your input? Figured it was deserved. Blaze grumbled as he sits up and still rubbing his ears. After you called me tiny. You were tiny, and you were about this big. And you really are scrawny. Scrawny, I didn't think I was offering offending your sensibilities, my good sir. By saying something you ought to know. Of course I know about that. I'm well aware of my own shortcomings, thank you very much. Of shortcomings? You can say that. But you don't need to point them out. Need I remind you, you are a guest. You're only here because of my hospitality, which is not, I must warn you, boundless. Now, if you want me to kick you out into the night, I advise you to keep your bottom lip buttoned. Manners don't cost a penny. Alright, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I'd touch a nerve. You're so sensitive. Do you ever stop to consider, Blaze, that it's not I who is too sensitive, but you're too... You who are unparadoxically insensitive? Nope, I can't say I've ever crossed my mind. I'm annoyed by the fluency of his response, but I'm not wholly surprised. He strikes me as a sort of who acts first, then thinks later, if you think about it, if he thinks at all. Wonder if that's how I winded up getting cursed in the first place. He must have annoyed that poor witch to an inch of her life. If he wasn't already suffering from the effects of one enchantment, I'd be tempted to hit him with a spell of my own. Just shut him up. Don't do that. I can't say I'm too fond of Blaze. He hasn't made the best first impression, but I don't expect him. I can't exactly kick him out. Guess I can let him stay, just for now. But that doesn't mean I'm about to let him back into my bed. Rather stick my head in my own cauldron. You really are impossible. I sigh, then turn back on Blaze, winding my blankets back around me like a protective cape. I'm in the mood to engage with any further conversation. It's all pointless, particularly given you're so unpardonably rude. Now I'm tired. I think I'm going to go back to sleep. Good night. What? Hey, Esther. You can't seriously mean to make me sleep on the floor, can you? Oh, I can, and quite easily. The floor is almost too good, in fact. For the likes of you. Just consider yourself lucky. I've not banished you. I am so bad with words. Really knows no found. Yes, it's very kind of you, I'm sure. The floor is uncomfortable. I won't get a wink of sleep down here. And I won't get a wink of sleep if you insist on sharing my bed. Much too big and my bed is too small. It wasn't made for two people. It's the floor for you or nothing. But what? Don't tell me you want to spend a night in the woods among the grass, avoiding the claws of fangs of vicious monsters. Because if it's what you're after, you're going about it the right way. Has your brief time as a cat made you appreciate life on the wild side? Spending a night with you starting to feel like living on the wild side. You're too tetchy? I thought I was supposed to be scrawny. You can be both, jeez. Are you still hung up about that? As much as you are over the name Tiny. Well, guess I can't argue with that. That's funny. I thought you were the sort to like arguing. I do usually, but being out this late, I'm getting pretty tired myself, and Blaze yawned, and one hand pressed on his mouth. All this time spent as a cat's really taking it out of me. I can imagine it would, yes. It is exhausting, or so I've heard, to assume a form other than your own, particularly a form which is much smaller than ordinary humans. Did you know the cat's hearts beat twice as fast as a person's? They do? That's right. The smaller an animal, the more quickly its heart needs to beat to pump the blood around their body. This enchantment will be putting you under rather a lot of stress. It would be more surprising if you weren't tired. That makes sense. Geez, this is all I need. Oh. Can I go back? Oh, this doesn't make me ill. Jeez, this is all I need. Just hope it doesn't make. Oh wait, did that not go back? I don't know. I can imagine being forced into a cat's body. That body has any health benefits attached to it? No. Does this mean I'm basically in? I'm not saying that. More or less until you're able to find the cure to your current predicament. If you're able to find a cure, that is. So I'm sick and you're making me sleep on the floor? That's really cold of you, Aster. I know I'm basically heartless. At least you admit to it. I feel like you were being an awful lot nicer to me back when you still thought I was a cat. I mean that makes sense. It was your imagination. You sure? I'm positive. Not a nice person, you see. Ask anybody, I'm sure you'll agree with my assessment. I'm selfish, cold, and haughty. I don't help anybody or anything without appropriate payment. Right, I'll keep that in mind. Places voice trails away, and look, and soon silence fills the darkened bedroom. Turn over beneath the sheets, hoping to get back to sleep, or at least some approximation of it, when... Hey, Aster. What? I told you I was cursed by a witch, right? You did, yes? What does that have to do with anything? Her name is... Charmaine... Lore? I'm hoping that's it. And she's the daughter of a wealthy family, and they all live in the huge house over in Axel. The Valors, Recognize that name? I know they're incredibly wealthy, though I didn't know they had a daughter. I thought they had a son instead. Suppose you learn something new every day. Or at night, in this instant. I don't know what sort of spell she hit me with, so I don't know how to lift it. I don't think I'll be able to figure this out on my own, but I can't exactly ask Charmaine about it on my own. I don't think the curse has been broken yet, so what? I have raised an eyebrow. What do you want from me? I was wondering if you could talk to her for me? You might not be the best people with people. Wonder what gave you that away. You should be a damn sight better at talking Charmaine around than I can. I mean, at least you can actually talk. You're not a bad looker, really. I reckon you'd rather handsome if you put an effort into your appearance, maybe combed your hair. Oh. Charmaine liked handsome men, ones who are all skinny. I think you beat her type. Oh, please. Don't need to flatter me. I already know what you think of me. Don't think I've forgotten. You're still stuck on the scrawny thing, huh? Lace licks his tongue. For a great all-powerful wizard who's surprisingly immature. And you're shameless asking your favors from me when I'm done nothing but all day. I already saved your life once. Do I need to keep going out of my way for your stupid sake? It was probably your fault for you got cursed to begin with. Figure it out yourself. I would, but I can't. Not the way I am. The whole cat curse is gonna work against me, and you know it. I need someone to help me. If if I'm ever going to be able to talk some sense into Charmaine, and right now you're the only person I can ask for help. You're asking me as a matter of convenience? Well, yeah, but though you might be all snippy, I think you're a decent guy deep down. Please don't ever know. You don't even know me. To give you the silly idea or was asked that in your own desperation. Gee, I don't know. Maybe it's because despite all the belly aching, you did save my life, and in fact you're keen on keep reminding me about. If you didn't care, I don't think you would have gone out of your way to ask me much as way for me. I don't think you would have gone out of your way for me as much as you have already. That must mean you're a pretty stand-up fellow. Mustn't it, beneath it all? Nothing beneath it all, I'm afraid. This is simply how I am. And I'm more inclined to help weak, helpless animals over fully grown men who can describe with their own volition. You're much more charming when you were still a cat. I'll probably go back to being a cat soon enough. Don't you want me to help me then? For a cat, he's being pretty dodged about this. Again, I'm tempted to cast him out of my house, but I can't despite my better judgment. That would be cruel. I only am a bleeding heart. Blaze's puppy dog eyes aren't making it any easier for me either. I'm certain he's blamed for his own predicament, but oh, very well. I can take you to Excel tomorrow. If you'd like to seek out this Charmaine, I'll ask her about the curse, and if I can find my way to help you lift it. But I'm not doing this for your sake. Do you hear me? Offering because I want you to get out of my hair as quickly as possible. That's all. Right. That sounds great. Thank you very much, Aster. I knew I was right to rely on you. Really not such a bad guy after all. Oh, don't try me. I can be. I know I don't look like much, but I'm one of the most accomplished wizards around. Sure, I'm not quite as level of like a Bay Clarence, who also graduated from Oleander Academy, but who is? I think I'm pretty accomplished in my own right. If you piss me off, I'll make this little enchantment Charmaine has cast on you. You look like child's play. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Right, maybe not to get on your bad side, Aster. Oh, I think it's too late for that. Maybe not to get on your worst side then. So about Charmaine, she lives. Blaze rattled me off Charmaine's address. Something I would usually ask to wait until tomorrow, though. Can't blame Blaze for waiting. Wanting to be thorough. I mean, he probably wouldn't be able to tell us. I mean, he could probably lead us there. We wouldn't be able to speak. There's no choice but to impart this information upon me now. We still can. Yeah. Right, I think I've got it. Keep a mental note of it, so don't worry. I'll see the witch tomorrow, and we can have a nice, friendly chat. It's a bit too late right now, however, to contemplate it. I think I really will be going to bed now. If you've nothing else to say. That's everything. Thanks for listening, Aster, although you're not going to let me back at the bed, are you? Nope, what gave it away? It was just a hunch. I don't think you're a bad guy, Aster, but you can be a bit of jerk sometimes. Did you know that? Something I'm well aware of, believe me. That doesn't upset you? Why would it? I've heard worse. You get upset about the strangest things, though I guess we all have our sore spots. Wish us good night then. You can if you wish, though I fear that might be presumptuous of you. How'd you figure? I doubt after everything that's happened between us that my knight will approach the outskirts of good. This has all been a massive farce. I'm exhausted. Aww. This is so saying I nuzzles my cheek against my pillow. Feels comfortably cool against my skin, which is still a little flushed. Though why I can't say. This isn't about the scorning mark, is it? Oh, you should be over it by now, but gee, I thought that Blaze saw me naked isn't an easy thing to shrug off. How am I supposed to look him in the eye after all of this? It should be easier, I guess. Tomorrow morning, once he turns back into a cat, find him less exhausting when he has 4 legs. Cats just really are superior to humans. They're soft, sweet, and fluffy, and they can't insult me. I exhaust softly, lips first on my fingers, curled into the sheet. Until after a few slow, sluggish minutes, less of my consciousness escapes me. Then I fall fast asleep. Master is a wizard who wants to be left alone. Is this an opening? This far into the game? This is a chance to cue chat. Okay, it's like a trailer. I wasn't expecting this far into the... Are we in the next chapter? That might be it. These are news. Okay. Well, that was a lot of spoilers. Wait, what? Oh, I thought I went back to the top screen for a second. Chapter 2. Let me save. I probably should end it here though. It is a good start to stop, and it hasn't really started lagging at all, so that's good. It's been about an hour. Give me 1 second. I'll come back in a minute. Okay, yeah, I think this is probably a good spot to end. Let's see. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Which actually, let me see. Probably won't be able to stream tomorrow because it's the holiday. People are probably going to be here. So hopefully Monday. Hopefully Monday. Get back to it. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.